You know, being away from home, missing Tom, missing the family, my friends. I'd never missed a gym session.
Growing up, childhood and stuff was very difficult for myself. But I quit my job at like 21, 22 years old and thought, I've got one chance in my life and this is it. So ended up just being a full-time strongman from a really young age.
Tom Stoltman.
Growing up in Invergordon, it was quiet. You know, where Tom and I grew up, it was in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. So we had quite a nice upbringing, nice childhood. There was lots of stuff to do for us. We're out. I used to go out building dens, playing football. I was very sporty. You were very similar. The high school that I went to, we used to be able to go to the gym, and there was like a couple of big guys there, and I was like, geez, they're huge. And it was just something that, I don't know, I felt comfortable. When I go into a gym, I felt very comfortable for the first time. I felt like this is where I should be, this is where I need to spend more of my time. Cut maybe 10 years on, I'd been training for, seriously, I think since I was 23, 22, and started to find this new level of strength. And with my job that I did, I worked offshore on the oil rigs. The gym was always there for me. It was a struggle for me to work away from home, but I always had that home comfort of lifting weights. I started competing when I was 26. I did relatively okay. Won Scotland's Strongest Man 5 times in a row. Started competing in Giants Live and World's Strongest Man. And then I guess that opened the door for this big so-and-so next to me, yeah. I think you started
Yeah, so I started the gym about 16 years old, more for I didn't think anything, if I wanted to do it to help mentally, obviously I'm opened up about autism. Growing up, childhood and stuff was very difficult for myself. At 15 years old, that kind of went away from me. All my friends left, I got depressed, locked myself in a room and was like, what am I going to do with my life? Then that's when Luke said to me, Luke, come to the gym. By the time I was 17, 18, I just got addicted to it, obviously having autism and stuff as well, starting with routine and that you're doing the same thing every single day, you get addicted to it, and that's what I did. As soon as 17 came, Luke kind of got me just eating right, got me strength training, and I think I entered my first competition at 18 years old. I think watching Luke at Scotland's Strongest Man really got me the bug as well, because I've seen it on TV, and I was like, right, well, I want to do what my brother does. I want to follow in his footsteps, and if I was good at it, I would be good at it. Came home, joined the gym. I got another new gym in Inverness, which was another big stepping stone for myself, but took it like a duck to water and like every minute of, and started growing as a person mentally and physically, and then winning these competitions is a bonus. But for me, it was the autism thing that was the biggest thing, like how I went from school and not knowing what I wanted to do in my life and how I was suffering, to then finding a gym, just finding lifting weights really changed my life around and really changed my kind of mental side of things around as well. And I could talk to people, I could do interviews, and I can sit down and talk to this just because of the gym. And the gym saved my life, and yeah, it's amazing what a gym in Invergordon, a small town, had done to me. So yeah, it's changed my life for the best.
We owe a lot to the town. When I was younger, I remember always saying, I want to move away, it's nothing to do. It was like, I either go offshore, there's supermarkets, farming that you can work on up here. There's not that much else. Obviously there is exceptions, but now looking back on it, it was Invergordon and the Highlands that really made Tom and I what we are today. So that not having any distractions, not having a big party life or a big party scene, or knowing what we enjoyed at a young age, I think was very important. So sometimes it takes a little bit, of time before you really appreciate where you're from. And I think for me now, this is the greatest place I've ever been in my life. I'll never ever move away from here. This is what's made us Tom's World's Strongest Man. I've won Europe's Strongest. It's not just because of that. We've always had that support from the community, and I think that's what makes, Scotland, the Highlands, Invergordon, really, really special, and I think it's a real, I don't know, like a proud moment now that we kind of are able to do something for the area, I think. I mean, for me, like strongman, I don't really know how I discovered it. I think it probably discovered me. Like there was a real, like when I was 16, I wanted to be the strongest. I wanted to lift the most weights. That's what I really respected, was like strength. You know, because you can't fake it. You can either lift it or you can't. And I think from both of us, from an early age of lifting, that was something that really resonated in me. And there was an old, I've talked about it quite a few times, but it was an old photo of Opa, our Polish grandfather, carrying a big tree trunk on his shoulder. And he was laughing, you know, and I think, geez, that's impressive for a man to be able to do that, to lift something. And I wanted to do that then. I was like, right, I'm going to do that one day, and I did it one day. I think I had a couple of beers, whatever, but I still did it. And I don't know, it was just something that I was just searching for, unbeknown to myself, I think. You know, I was lifting all the time, I was getting stronger offshore, I was lifting good weights, and then there was a competition in Inverness, a local deadlift competition. It was like really scary to enter that first competition because, again, growing up in a small town, you tend to be quite shy, quite introverted, quite, you know, set and just on your own ways and just be normal and don't raise your head above and just kind of be normal kind of thing. And then, you know, entering that competition, I think, was the first step of, I think, changing the both of our lives. You know, that was breaking the mold, putting yourself in that uncomfortable position. And, you know, fortunately, it went well. I won that comp.
Myself and Luke are blueprints that it changes your life. You know, I think some people laugh when they said, "Oh, the gym changed my life," but it's a great community. You know, every single person I've met in the gym is just friendly. You know, myself and Luke are always these big guys. We're friendly, but yeah, if you want to walk through the gym for the first time, just, you know, go and make friends with people, communicate with people, have some fun. Yeah, for me, I could talk endlessly about the gym, but the gym for me it changes your life, and I think, you know, even if if someone's not confidently physically, they want to change their life mentally as well, it can help that as well. So
strength as well. Strength is almost like the first step in your strength journey is walking into the gym. You know, that can be the biggest achievement for people, is taking that initial step, looking at yourself, thinking, right, how am I going to get better? Got to want that. You've got to be aggressive, you've got to be determined in your want to be better. And for me, the gym, having a good workout, I'm buzzing today because Tom and I trained, so I'm buzzing my man boobs off at the moment. So we had such a good workout, and that makes me happy, you know, and that is what the gym is for me. It's some place I feel comfortable with, I feel confident in my ability, and I feel so happy after we've had a good workout.
Strength is in us all.
Stay spicy.